Hello and welcome to the Blondies Baking YouTube channel. Today we are doing a Q&A, question and answer with Blondie herself. My name's Georgia, not actually Blondie, but that would be pretty cool. So today I am joined by the cats. I have Bear and Nala here. And then also my dad is here. He is going to be answering the questions. He's behind the camera. He is our host for today. So let's get started. These are questions that you guys asked on Instagram. So I'm here to answer them. Let's get to it. All right, what's our first question?
All right, Georgia. Question number one is from the food category. What do you use to wash your fruits and veggies?
Good question. So I know that a lot of people use like certain vinegars or certain like fruit and vegetable washes. Usually, if it's like something you'll eat the skin of, then I want to make sure that we wash it pretty well. So I'll usually just do water. We don't have any of those fancy like store-bought fruit or vinegar washes and stuff like that. And then if it's something that you're not eating the skin of, I don't really wash them. Like, I don't know, do you wash banana peels or something like that? I don't. Maybe some people do. But usually just plain water.
All right, staying in the food category, where do you get your food inspiration from?
I like how you choose the categories. Great question. I also, I love this question. So I would say it depends on the recipe. I follow a lot of other accounts on Instagram that I want to get inspiration from. I make sure not to copy the exact recipe because I don't want to copy anybody. A lot of times I'll be in my bed at night, so right here, but there's no sheets on it right now because they're in the wash. But I'll be right here in bed, and that's usually when I get the best ideas for recipes, is when I'm about to fall asleep. I know it sounds weird, but it's like when my mind is clear and I'll be like, oh, that would be a really good combination, or I really want to try that out. Sometimes it'll just come to me like in the afternoon. That's how I came up with those crispy mushrooms that I posted the other day. I was like, you know what, I want to try making mushrooms in the air fryer, and then I just did it. Another time I'll get a lot of inspiration is when we're doing Kangoo dance. Because we're so in the zone and like all you can do is think, a lot of the time I'll just be like, oh, that would be a great recipe, or that would be a great video idea. That's how I get a lot too. I also love cookbooks. I love food magazines. I love Pinterest is a great app to find inspiration. I have another recipe app called Yumly I like. So many different places, but mostly in my head.
All right, another question in the food category is, what is your least favorite thing that you've made? Because they all look so good.
Thank you. That's very sweet. There have definitely been some fails. You could say there's two things for here. There's one that I don't like to make. What is my least favorite thing to make? Or what is the least good tasting thing I've ever made? The thing that I don't like to make are macarons. I think that's how you say that. Oh no, it was meringues. Those little like egg white, almond flour little thingies. They take so much time and whisking, and it hurts my arms. And I work out a lot, and it still hurts my arms. So I don't like making the meringues. But if you're saying something that didn't taste good, I once upon a time made some donuts, and they were like chocolate coconut flavored or something like that, and nobody else in the family would eat them. Do you remember that? You refused to eat them because apparently they were too dry.
They weren't the best.
I still ate them because I was like, well, I don't want them to go to waste, but nobody else liked them. So probably those.
So I love this next question. It's still in the food category, but it's kind of more just well suited for you. It's, what cooking advice would you give for girls your age?
Oh, I do like that. This is a good question. I think it would depend on the experience that you have in the kitchen. like for me personally, I grew up in the kitchen cooking and baking with my parents. So my dad, who is here with me today, he loves to make big breakfasts, and he loves to make big dinners and stuff like that. So you were always like the lasagna guy and the beer can chicken guy. Like, we always would make that together, or like breakfast would be omelets or anything like that. And then I think we did more of like the baking side with my mom. But I would say is find somebody that can be inspiration for you. So like for me, I think my parents were inspirations for me. I learned a lot from them. But if your parents don't like to cook and bake, then it could be anybody. It could be some like big food celebrity. It could be somebody on Instagram.
It could be a family friend. Like you.
Yeah, a friend. It'd be anybody who you know that loves to cook, and ask them. Don't be afraid to ask questions. People are there to help you. And then also find food and recipes that you love. Don't make something just because it looks easy or just because you have the ingredients. Like, find something that you actually want to make yourself. If you don't like brownies for some reason, don't make brownies. Try something that you actually like. I hope that is helpful, but I'm always here.
Okay, we're moving on to the Hawaii category.
Hawaii?
Hawaii. The first one is, and it's got the emoji with the big eyes and the face like this. Yes, that one. And it's, you're moving to Hawaii?
Yes, we are. This is something that I get asked about pretty often when I say in my stories that we're moving. So if you follow my mom on Instagram, she's at Becky_Beck_Fitness with underscores in between. She's made many posts about this, but because of COVID, we've had to close our gym. Most of 2020 we were closed. We still went live on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube occasionally, and TikTok, but we did those videos for free, which we loved, and we were going to bounce anyway, so we thought we'll put it on and hopefully inspire some people. But because we couldn't have our clients actually here working out with us, it was hard to make an income for a lot of the year, and so unfortunately we are closing our gym, the Babe Cave, but we're still going to continue everything online. It's just we won't have a physical location. So since we won't have a physical location anymore, we thought we can move now and anywhere that we want to. And so we went to Hawaii in 2019. We fell in love with it. It just felt like home right away. And we were like, because we have this opportunity, why not take it? And so we will be moving to Hawaii this year, hopefully end of summertime.
So you kind of answered this next question already under the Hawaii category, but what are your thoughts on moving?
I am very excited. I can't wait for it to be sunny all the time. I, for some reason, am somebody that gets cold very easily, and I hate it. I hate being cold, and so I'm excited to be warm all the time. I'm excited just for like a new routine, because we've been living in this house for how long? 6 years. Thank you. And I feel like I love our routine, but I always love a fresh start, and I'm really excited for that, to kind of start over in a way. But of course we'll miss our friends too. We'll miss our friends. I've lived here in Ontario, in this town, pretty much my whole life, so it'll be a change for sure, but it'll be a good change.
So final question in the Hawaii category: what are you scared or worried about for the next chapter or move?
That's a good question. I think so we're in the process right now of my dad is trying to find a job so that we can move to Hawaii, hopefully for as long as we can. Otherwise, we'll have our visas for 6 months. That would be something that would, if it didn't happen, wouldn't be great. If we had, like, we're only there for 6 months and then we had to come back. Not that coming back is a bad thing, but we would love to be there as long as we can. Other things that would be sad is if we couldn't bring our pets. We're still trying to figure that out, to see if we can bring Snoop and the cats. But we always try to look on the positive side of things. So hopefully that'll all work out.
Okay. We have a few questions in the miscellaneous category.
Oh, okay.
First of all, if you eat takeout, or what do you eat, or where do you go?
So we used to get takeout before I started Blondies Baking, really. We, every weekend, would have friends over and we would have takeout from a place called Swiss Chalet. And that is an Asian restaurant here in Alliston, Ontario, and it's like so delicious. We hadn't had it in years though, because I kind of was like, I can just create this myself. We don't need to order it in or do takeout kind of thing. So we haven't personally had takeout in probably like 3-4 years. Even when people talk about like ordering in pizza, we've never done that, or at least in the last 10 years we haven't done that. If we were to go to a restaurant, which was pre-COVID, we haven't gone to a restaurant or done takeout or any of that stuff since before. We like to go to Montana's, or Swiss Chalet was a great option because it's like it has chicken and salad, and you can get pretty much anywhere you can get a salad, we'll go to.
I used to really like the keg too as a family.
The keg is good, yeah. But yeah, most of the time we just make our own stuff now. I make a really good honey garlic stir fry, so.
Okay. It's a great question. I really like this question. It's how have you stayed motivated and consistent throughout your fitness journey?
That is a good question. I would say definitely 100% the most important thing is just surrounding yourself with people that motivate you. So obviously, like, I have my mom and my dad and my sisters, and then all of our babe cavers, but following people on social media, like, I know it's harder now because the gyms are closed, at least where we are, and so you're not in that environment with people, but just like having accountability to yourself, to others, to your family, to your friends, to people online, I find that is so huge. And then also being proud of yourself. You have to notice the improvements that you make every single day, because if you're never proud of yourself and you just keep going and you're always hard on yourself, it's so much harder to enjoy your whole journey. And that is the most important thing, is making sure that you're enjoying it. I think that was good.
Great. Okay, so we're down to our last two questions. How do you make money off Poshmark?
Good question. So in August of 2019, I think, so it was before COVID hit, we actually have one of our babe cavers and super close friends, Holly. She told me about Poshmark because I had a wallet that I wanted to sell. I was like, I don't need it anymore, so I'll just sell it. Actually, no, I think it was 2020. Maybe. One of those. Somehow. And so she told me all about it, and I was like, yeah, I could use this. And so I started off just with the wallet, and then I started adding more stuff from our personal closets, because I was like, I don't wear all of this stuff. And then once we decided that we were moving, it was time to get rid of a lot of our clothes as well. And so that was a huge way we made money on Poshmark. I know that there are people that do like reselling, so they'll go to thrift stores or they'll buy things at a cheaper price and then sell them for higher. I have done that a few times. I went to like little random thrift stores in Alliston, and then sold this stuff to make money. I haven't done that in a long time though, just because we've been selling our own stuff, getting ready for moving. But that is definitely a way, and Poshmark has definitely helped us to make some income during this year.
All right.
If you have any questions, you can message me. I would love to help.
So, I like invention cooking based on what I have. How do you decide what you're going to make?
That is a great question. I am very much like that too. I know that some people like to make a meal plan and then they'll get their grocery items based on that meal plan, which is another great way to plan your meals and have your meals and stuff like that. I would say I'm very much like you in that whatever we have in the fridge, I'll just make that up. So usually I'll start off with a vegetable because I find that a vegetable will be the bulk of our meal. And so, like for example, when I made the crispy mushrooms, which I brought up many times in this video for some reason, I knew that we had mushrooms, I knew that we had the cornflake crumbs, and then I just kind of was like, how can I put those two together? A lot of the time, so I'll do something like that. Also, I make Sophie dinners every night and surprise her because she likes to be surprised. She doesn't like the same thing. And so I'll see, like, she loves certain wraps or she likes Caesar salad or whatever. And I'll be like, okay, so I know that we have peppers and we have salsa. I could make some sort of like a Mexican style wrap for her. But that's how usually I would say start off with your vegetable, which will be the main source, and then add some sort of protein. And then if you want to add a sauce or a spice or some sort of flavoring to it, then that's how I would say to do it.
So that's all the questions we have for today, Georgia.
Okay. Thank you very much. If I should do a part 2, please let me know. Thank you to my co-host, Jason Overbeck. The cat's left me, which is rude, but thank you so much for watching. I hope this answered some of your questions. And again, if there's any other questions you'd like me to answer, you can send me a message anytime. I really appreciate you watching this video, and I will see you next time. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you liked it, and stay tuned for more. Have a great day.